Hello, and welcome to Semifinals, where we are facing off against my fellow set designer for this season, Provocative. I just hovered over his name as if that would, I don't know, bring up his card image. But he's a human being, not a Magic the Gathering card, and does not have a card image. Provocative is the higher seed in this. Literally everyone is the higher seed over me, so we'll be on the play. And this is a kind of aggro versus mid-range matchup, it looks like. I definitely do not have the long game locked up. There are value-oriented cards like Aurora, that 7 mana Overrun. This hand's very good. I have a 2 mana enchantment to eventually sack to the left heart. I have and 2 removal spells. That seems great. Absolutely great. It seems like I'll have to cast Frag on too, but if I can get away with Dryad on too, that would be spectacular. Opponent can make some very big creatures and be explosive, and there's a turn 1 Aspiring Anarchist, which that's pretty scary. Hope is I can pick that off with an Avalanche, maybe even with another creature on a subsequent turn. Dryad's going to get me a second Forest eventually, and I do need a lot of red, so this is probably Primal Fissure for Mountain. I don't really want to draw any more lands anytime soon. Yep. 1-drop would have been nice, but there's really not a lot of them in my deck. Okay, what are we seeing here? 2-drop is quite likely. There's a lot of them in the deck. Growing Gecko, um, the other one from CNY, the 4/3, I forget what that one's called. Masksmith, also in that deck. Of note, they do have a decent amount of enchantment interaction, especially Sunderous Avalanche. So I don't want to invest too heavily into enchantments. This is Sagittor. Being able to Avalanche both of those would be lovely, but unfortunately that's just not going to happen. I'm going to grab Mountain. I don't want to draw Mountain. And it looks like I'm going to have to frag that. Untap. Draw. Tap land is slightly annoying because my mana's kind of spoken for a while. Yeah, I just can't let that hit me. They have like 4 and 5 drops, not least their commander, that I'd rather not come down like ahead of schedule. A little unfortunate since Frag is a good answer to Jens, who is frequently a 4/4. There is the option of running a Masksmith instead and just trying to go for the block there. That is at least worth considering. They don't have a lot of removal. Okay, if I go for the Masksmith, what are the I really don't want to get hit by a Sagittor in that case. What could happen that would make me get hit by a Sagittor? They could have Brittle Throat Crusher to give it indestructible. They could have Menelea. Menelea doesn't work. Menelea? Yeah, also give it indestructible. That would work. They could have that wouldn't work. Mammoth Undertaking, although that would be like Mammoth Undertaking to get back nothing. They could have Ozin's Blessing for Menelea. They could have Avalanche to kill my Masksmith. And they could have Momentous Strike or Nylea's Call. So they have a decent number of things that would punish me for going for Masksmith instead of Frag here. So I think I will Frag. 2-drop for 2-drop. It's a fair exchange. And I am hoping to keep their board fairly clear so that Anarchist isn't actually doing much. Do they have a 3-drop? Well, we'll see after combat, looks like. 2 toughness play this turn, like a Masksmith or something, would be just lovely. They're passing. This is probably Odin's Blessing, which is annoying. It's very annoying, actually. Yeah, Odin's Blessing kind of the only thing that makes any sense here. Panic. Well, Panic is a check to Yens in a couple of turns, so that's nice. This looks like Mountain Dryad here. I'm going to take a lot of damage, because they're going to Ozens for probably Menelaya, but it could also be Masksmith. Masksmith actually is pretty likely. I can play Festivarium this turn at least, I guess, because I'm not playing a... Yeah, Ozen's Blessing really made things quite complicated for me. I'm going to start taking some damage. Could be Festivarium Masksmith, just as a better blocker than Dryad. I'm not really going to be able to play Weftard anytime soon, so I think that makes sense. Festivarium tapped. Masksmith. The exiling artifacts and shamans are from graveyard, not super relevant in this matchup. There aren't really that many I care about. Ah, it's just Cycle Breath of the Spirit Realm. That is extremely acceptable to me. I am going to maybe take a little damage here, because it can play Yens, make it a 4-4, and then hit me for 8. My life total does very much matter in this matchup, so I don't like taking 8, but then I get to panic the Yens. They could play another 4-drop, I guess, but their other 4-drops wouldn't be as good here. They could have, like, Nessian Scout Cap and doesn't do anything. Probably gonna be Yens. Be shocked if it wasn't. Yep, Yens was almost certainly going to put the counter on herself, becoming a 4-4, and then I'm going to get wanged for 8, which I will just take. I'm not going to throw a Masksmith just for 4 life. And if they can follow this up with something like King of the Wilderness, another big threat on 5, that'd be pretty unfortunate. But Temple Abandon, sure. Yeah, I mean, there's just no other option here. It's gotta be Panic, discarding, Temple of Abandon, probably. Because I could have 5 mana, Avalanche plus Dryad next turn, and then I get the Avalanche token. That's pretty good. Panic, Yens, discard Temple. Okay, I actually, I'm at 15, which is not as much as I'd like. Do I hit them with Masksmith? In what situation would I block with Masksmith next turn? Ooh, they have a ninja, but they have a ninja. It would prevent them from hitting with a ninja. I wouldn't be able to block for King of the Wilderness anyways. I guess I could. They both have trample. Probably couldn't do that. That's the only hasters, I think. Am I willing to trade 3 damage for 1 damage straight up? That's an interesting question. Is 3 of their life worth more than 1 of mine? And stopping them from, like, Brutal Throat Crusher, which is not, like, an ideal use of their time, but would be minorly annoying. I think 1 of my life is worth more than 3 of theirs. Pop with their graveyard and mine. Maybe I'm being too afraid there. It seems likely they'll spend this turn dealing with Panic. King of the Wilderness is the worst possible card here. 2 toughness creature is really what I prefer to see. That's a 2 toughness creature. I love seeing that. And another 2-drop. Sleepy. They play the Sleepy Man. Sure. pretty good with Yens. But Panic Token, at least, will be a good blocker for it. Untap. Draw. Red Heart Rider. That's fine. Just, by the way, one of the weaknesses of their deck, very little of their deck has Trample. Skull and Nyxweaver grants Trample. Anarchist natively has Trample. Apart from that, not a lot of Trample. Meaning, random 1/1s like Dryad and Red Hot Rider are actually quite reasonable cards. Anyways, this is Dryad into Avalanche. I just realized that Dryad is not optional. If I wanted to have untapped green mana, but I had 3 Devotion, I wouldn't be able to. Luckily that's not a problem right now. They have no... Well, they do. They have the +2/+2 trick. So I should technically let them do things. Go get Basic Forest into my hand, and then play it. Do they have the +2/+2 trick? They could save Growing Gecko with it. That would be minorly annoying. No, they do not. Remember to exile that end of turn. And with an additional blocker I'm more than willing to put in front of Sleeper Insurgent, and quite willing to trade, now I'll attack. Two additional blockers, actually. Well, things are going swimmingly. They didn't have King of the Wilderness, otherwise it would have hit me for 10 last turn, and now I have a pretty sizable defense going on. I can block Yens, I can block Sleeper Insurgent. I can turn Panic into Thraxes next turn, and there's not much they can do to stop me. Momentous Strike, killing Arrow Token, presumably. No, killing Masksmith. Cool. Momentous Strike is one of their best answers to Weftart, by the way, so good to see that gone. What enchantment are they playing? Oh. Seeker Backside Elysian Guardian. Okay. They got a 4/4 with Vigilance, Reach, and Haste. That's okay, I'll block that all day. If they attack with both, I block easily. Yep, they could have the +2/+2 trick and save one of their creatures. If they do, they do. I don't enormously care. Yep, everything dies. Forest goes back to your hand. Looks good to me. Tap, draw. Another forest. Yeah. With Momentous Strike gone, they're really short on ways to kill Thraxes. It might just be Sunderous Avalanche, actually, and they need a pretty big Sunderous Avalanche to do it. 3-power creature minimum? So I should just go get Thraxes, and I should also play Red Heart Rider. I should play Red Heart Rider first. Koyo's Spear of Karta. Isn't that nifty? Oh, good. That'll be a lovely thing to have around later. For now, I'll play the Weftart, and okay, their graveyard is not as relevant anymore. And I could turn Dryad into an Anomaly. Should be a fine use of my time, but there's no reason not to go for the faster clock first and do the slower play later. Have I played a land this turn? No, I had 5 mana last turn, and I'm going to need to play a mountain anyway to play Koyos. So I'll play a mountain. And then I'll attack you with Thraxes. I got 2 chump blockers protecting the Weftart from incoming Yenses. And this game is going pretty smooth. Next turn I can play Koyos and it'll have, oh, 9 loyalty. Yeah, opponent gives me the GG. Clean game, just how we drew it up. Early removal, get behind a defense of some medium-sized creatures. Weftart turns the corner. Let's do another one just like that. On the draw again. Also means I'm going to get to play at least one game on the play, which is very nice. That's Commander Tex. Yeah, the weak turn was there for them with turns 3. Turns 3, they played nothing. They just cycled Breath of the Spirit Realm. And that was the loss of tempo that allowed me to get back into it. They actually had 1-drop into 2-drop, and they had a 4-drop, obviously. So, just if they had the full curve out, definitely would have been in a lot of trouble. What do I think of this hand? This hand has Dryad, but no early removal. 4 lands. So effectively 5 lands, because Dryad's going to find me a 5th land. Igneous is not really a card I want to see early. Turn 1, I could play a Journey Begins, but then I need to fit in a tap land at some point, maybe turn 3. A Journey Begins can't really find me removal, though, although it could find me an early blocker. I am seriously considering mulliganing this. I think it's just good enough to keep. I'm not, like, enormously happy with it, though. Maybe they won't have a 1-drop this game. Maybe. Well, that's very good for me. Mountain? Mountain actually makes this a lot easier. Mountain means I have a 3rd untapped land for turns 1, 2, and 4, meaning I can play Meandering Path without fear. A Journey Begins. Ooh, I can't take Avalanche, unfortunately, but I can take Tough Nut. And turn 2, Tough Nut gets me turn 3 Weftart. Quite possible that's fast enough. Well, I'm certainly not taking a land here. Take Tough Nut. Avalanche, is a great card in this matchup, but unfortunately can't take it there. Tough Nut also good with Igneous Visions. Look at this beautiful, provocative, arched Igneous Visions. They gotta have a 2-drop. They wouldn't have kept a hand if no 1-drop or 2-drop. Yep, it's Sagittor. Maybe the scariest of their 2s. Morbid Bloomer. I think I just play Morbid Bloomer and block. Yeah. That seems, yeah, why I could play Tough Nut, but then they get to ramp, and then Weftart doesn't even do much if I have nothing to sack. Just 2 on a 3/1, block, keep them off my back. I don't want to get hit by a Starsighted Sagittor. They have ways of killing this, but not many. Momentous Strike. Manalea? Maybe? Easy block. Easiest block of my life. Get that out of here. Portal to the Spirit Realm. Extremely happy to see this card. First of all, it's not very good. Sorry, Prov. Second of all, it's slow. Means I'm going to have time to do my thing. Draw another land? Okay. I'd love to ramp with Dryad, but it doesn't look like that's really in the cards. This turn's going to be Nut plus Dryad. Maybe let the hit with your 1/1 hit me for 4/4 Yen Slopeskidder. Not the end of the world. Weftart can start doing its work soon. Yep. Forest. Dryad. Some removal would be nice at some point. I guess I could have played Mountain. No, I couldn't. I needed to play Forest this turn because I need 2 green mana. I can turn Dryad into a 3 mana enchantment, and then I can turn that into like Koyos or Panic, which can then kill Yens. So I have removal just very slowly. Portal's going to be a lot of power and toughness, I guess, especially if Yen's counter. Seems like Weft Heart for Koyos is likely to be how I deal with Yen's this game. And I could take 6 this turn, that's a decent amount. But I can't jump. I need to be doing my thing. This is Yen's. Nope, this is not Yen's. Okay. If they play Yen's and hit me for 6, and I don't draw anything relevant, I think it's Weft Heart for Anomaly. Is there anything better for me to get? I don't think so. Then I probably take a lot of damage, but then I can turn Anomaly into Koyos and start getting back into it. It's a little sketchy. Because Portal's going to give them, make this into a 3-3 and a 5-5 next turn. The ability to trade white creatures for 4 life will certainly be on the table many times this game. I got a divide. That's not very useful, except that it's a thing Weft Art can turn into Koyos. The thing with getting Anomaly is that Anomaly doesn't even block like Spirit and Slope Skitter that well, because this will be a 3-3. I could just jump with Tough Nut next turn. That might be where I'm at. Hmm. If I play Weft Art, can I defend it? Yes. I can chump Yens and then let the Spirit hit it for 3. Not great, but doable. So a better option? I could Hail Mary Igneous Vision, but that seems like a very bad idea. I could get something else with Dryad? Can't think of what it would be. Or either by sacking Dryad? I don't believe I have other 3-mana enchantments that are more relevant here than Anomaly. Do I leave up Tough Nut? I think I do, for chump blocking purposes. Not ideal. Wait. I'm being a fool. Hit you for 1 first. From Hell's Heart, I stab at thee. Just gonna quickly look, make sure there's not anything better I could be getting. I'm fairly certain there isn't. Nope. No, there's definitely not anything better for me to get. Show me Fabricated Anomaly. And the Puzzle Box token. Ardent Rise actually could be a relevant card next turn, easily. Discard Nessian Woods. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. End turn. Okay. Might take some lumps this turn, but if they don't have anything too impactful, I might be able to turn the corner pretty soon. If I'm forced to block with Fabricated Anomaly to save Weft Heart, I have a God Divider to turn into Koyos instead. Portal Pure runs in a lot of power and toughness this game. Wait, why does... Oh, land drop, right. Oh, and a roar, too. Okay. Yeesh. Yeah, that's quite a curve. They went 2, 3, 4, 5 this game. I have a lot of problems to deal with now. Oof. And they get some extra Yen's triggers. Me or Weftard? Just me. Okay, let's think this through. Next turn, Weftard gets Koyos, and Koyos kills a Roar. That's one problem dealt with. Then they just have two giant creatures. I don't super have an answer to either of those, I guess. I can Ardent Rise. Ardent Rise +2/+0, so it can kill the 4/4 token, leaving for Yens, which I can then chump with Tough Nut. Take my 10. There's just no reason not to take the damage here. Let's draw. Red Heart Rider. I'm going to discard this Igneous Visions. Draw Menelao. I am quite far behind, but not completely out of this. Is Ardent Rise really the best use of my time? I don't see a better option, honestly. Ardent Rise killing this leaves me with just Yens as a threat. I can chump Yens. It's big, but I can chump it. It's big, but I can chump it, and if they can't kill Koyos, Koyos can kill it. Koyos can deal a lot of damage. It's minimum. It's going to be like minimum 6, and I can get more easily. I'll only have one chump blocker, but they'll only have one creature. I need to Ardent Rise first because I'm stacking my creature that I need to use it. None of the other cards in my hand do much other than put more chump blockers into play. I guess that is an option. I could Menelao. Menelao can make Tough Nut chump and survive, and it can chump itself. But I should do the thing that lets me survive without jumping. Ardent Rise. Obviously, they have another really good play. Well, you know, we can't beat everything. Grab. Where are you? Koyos, Spear of Karda. Only 6 loyalty. Kill Aurora, the one with Trample. Yeah, lots of things are bad for me here, but if they don't have anything fast, I'm stable. That's the best I could probably hope for. Next turn, I can probably get the Avalanche token, if nothing else. I don't love this. What's this? Cost 5. Ew, okay. King of the Wilderness has Trample, annoyingly. So that kills one of my Planeswalkers. They have a land too? Doesn't look like it. What are they attacking? Me or Planeswalkers are both relevant here. Yens attacks me. King attacks Koyos. I think I do have to chump Yens here. Blocking King does nothing. Okay. It's not good. But it's actually not the end of the world. I got things I can do here. Oh, Tough Nut is extremely dead. Draw Firebolt. Okay, it's not nothing. It looks bad, and it is bad. But I still have Weftard. Weftard can go get me Panic, which costs me a card in hand and a permanent, but it kills King. If I can spend 2 more mana, I also get the Avalanche token. Cards in hand I'm using: God Divided, Avalanche, discard to Panic, and then I need to spend 2 more mana, which is either Rider plus Firebolt or just Menelaya. I think Rider plus Firebolt makes a lot more sense. I should puzzle box through this Avalanche, see if I find something better. Like a more relevant 3-mana enchantment would be nice. Discard Avalanche, draw. Mountain. Okay. Okay. Crazy little puzzle here. Probably discarding that mountain, keeping Menelaya in hand. I'm going to jump with Red Hot Rider, but that's okay. Firebolt the Spirit. Oh, do things in the right order, dang it. Play Red Hot Rider, which is not going to be red hot very often, but gets me Mountain. Okay, sure. They have one truly enormous Yens. By the way, what am I sacking to this king? Probably land. There's one 5-drop in my deck, and I'm kind of running on fumes. It's that or Puzzle Box. How do I kill Yens at this point? Koyos was my usual answer. Rebuilding of Londel. Haha, Rebuilding of Londel chumping in each turn is the answer to that question. I can get it off Menelaya. A God Divided. Destroy no artifacts. Weftard it. Grab. Panic. Panic this. Sack Forest. Discard Mountain. Kill it. Okay. Well, they didn't play a land last turn, so they have 3 non-land cards in hand, which does not seem ideal to me. Yens is now completely enormous. I'm not completely empty-handed. There's an Igneous Visions hiding down here. I'm behind, but I am not out of this. Ethereal Blossom, for example, is a card that does almost nothing here. They have some low-impact cards they could draw here. Like, this doesn't get past Panic Token, even with a couple more counters from, like, Portal and Yens. It could become a problem soon. I would like to find an answer to it. But one of the less impactful cards they could draw. Jump. This is? Oh, Terra Volantin. That's non-ideal. Okay, that might do it. That might do it. Oh, this... I forgot to make the Avalanche token! Oh, I'm a complete fool. That's completely my fault. It's way too late for that. Oh, okay. Because of the Terra Volantin, I'm probably dead anyways, but yeah, I could have made the Avalanche token last round. That's the whole reason I made that play. Whoops! Probably doesn't matter in the face of Terra Volantin. Get Thraxes, block, block, take 8. I can't even get... No, I can Igneous. No, I can't even spend 5 mana. I don't have 5 lands. Okay. We're not actually out of it, but that was very dumb of me. Flashback Igneous. Land. Magma Flow. Not really what I needed. Play it, I guess. Oh, I can't believe I forgot to make the Avalanche token. That's really dumb. Hate to lose a game like that. Although, you know, the game's not lost, but really unfortunate that happened. Okay. If they don't have anything, I do actually survive here. If you can call it living. Ah, god damn it. Need to make Avalanche token there. That was really bad. Can't be making mistakes like that. Okay, the attack puts them down 2 creatures and I lose 6 life. If they have nothing. Avalanche. Okay. That does it. Okay, well I probably was not beating Avalanche anyways. But still, gotta have tighter plays than that going into game 3. Okay, focus. Gotta get that 3-peat. Play. Get a good hand. They had a good draw. They had a good draw. They don't always get to have a good draw. This hand looks excellent. Turn 1 Root Fossil, turn 2 Crack It, or turn 2 Shigani Mana Burns. Either way gets me turn 3 Weft Heart. They take their free mulligan. Cool. They technically could have let me make my decisions first. They're humming on their second 7, which is good news. It's not an easy keep, at least. They keep their second 7. Already decision. Not really much of a decision. It's Root Fossil. A Journey Begins is better later. Do they have a 1-drop? They do not have a 1-drop. Now it's a decision. I could crack Root Fossil, but I should play Shigani Mana Burns. There's no 2-drop they can... Because, like, if I do that, I don't think there's anything they can do to stop me from turn 3 Weft Heart, turn Shigani Mana Burns into Anomaly. Root Fossil will have to wait. This is the most tempo play for me. Root Fossil's good, but I just happen to have the other better ramp spell to this game. No interaction, so it's possible they have some really explosive draw here. They're going to be Sagittor 3 games in a row? It is, in fact, going to be Sagittor 3 games in a row. Well, they can have, like, Menelaya or something to get Sagittor past, Okay, let's think about this. Ooh, Firebolt. That might change things. I don't think I discard here. But there's an option here for Firebolt plus either Masksmith or leave up Root Fossil. It delays Weft Heart for a turn, which I don't like. They could play a turn 3 play next turn that's like even more of a problem. Something like Skull and Nyxweaver. It's definitely no discard. If I Root Fossil, next turn I'll have 6 mana. Treasure, Root Fossil, land, 4 lands in play. Weft Heart plus Masksmith. Fireball's just such a good answer here. Love cheap removal. Cheap removal is so good. It's so good to have. Land, go. Card I least want to see, Skull and Nyxweaver. Well, I'm not going to see it this turn. They play a tap land. Save a 2-drop? Gecko? Blossom. That's perfectly fine by me. My ramp cards are better than their ramp cards, because I have better things to ramp into. Crack Root Fossil. Just show me a land, please. That's a land. Temple Abandon counts. How do I feel with these other cards? Okay. Next turn is Masksmith plus Weft Heart. Yeah, they could play the 5-drop next turn if they have untapped land into King of the Wilderness. That kills Weft Heart, but there's not anything I can do about that. After that, I'll have hopefully Weft Heart in play, Anomaly as well. I won't have anything to sack to get Rebuilding of Londol, and it's quite a good card in this matchup because of the infinite chump blockers. I don't think I want to draw Stockbroker though, but I would like to draw Londell. Milling more is also good because I have Root Fossil, but I think Rebuilding of Londol is going to become useful eventually, and I have time. Temple Abandon, and keep on top because I know I top card. Untap. Draw the Rebuilding I knew about. I can also Firebolt this, but there's no need to be that passive. Hit you, Shigana Mana Burns? If they don't have exactly land King of the Wilderness next turn, it's going to start going pretty well for me. Untap land and pay for it. Weft Heart. Counts to 4. Turn Shigana Mana Burns. I could have turned it in. No, I can't. I could have turned it into Rebuilding Londol kept on top, but I'm going to get an Anomaly anyways. I'm not even sure I want to discard anything. These cards are good. Well, no need to discard anything right now, at least. Play Masksmith. I guess I can just double block down a King of the Wilderness if it comes in. It's not ideal, but I certainly could. Then I can turn Rebuilding of Londol into Koyos. That doesn't sound like a bad idea either. Probably panic over Koyos. Yens means I does want to have like. If they play Yens, I'll double block it. I'll trade either of these creatures for Yens. Putting cards in my graveyard is good for Anomaly and good for Root Fossil. They could play Yens followed up with land and get 2 counters, I guess. Then Yens would trade for both of my creatures. That's less good. Maybe in that case I chump. They have Ozin's Blessing. This gets Masksmith. Play 4 mana to kill Fabricated Anomaly. I'm more than happy with that. Got me Masksmith. Why else would they do it now? Menelea? Sleeper Insurgent. Tapped. Okay. Doesn't have Trample or anything. Momentous Strike. Oh, and that kills Weft Heart. Okay. That's annoying. But they missed their land drop here. Do I want to discard either of these? Maybe I discard a Journey Begins. Litmus test, do I want to draw land? Land gets me another Weft Heart. In which case I'm kind of fine with land. I'm going to discard it. I want to get to Root Fossil too. Flags on High, that's nice too. Flags on High is actually very good in this matchup. Drum and Alea. Okay. Okay, some options are available here. If I really want to gun the board, I can just play Flags on High and Rebuilding of London. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, exactly 12 permanents in play, but probably not for long because I'll probably be forced to block of at least one of them. I guess I don't have to block. I could discard my Alea, but once again, I think the cards in my hand are good. Flags is something I can sack to Weft Heart later, although with London in hand, I don't actually have that many good things to get. Crumbling Tower, I guess. Other options. Londell Menelea instead. Keep Flags on High. Gets me better blockers. If nothing, they missed a land drop, so they have all gas in hand. I should take advantage of. I should spin my engine while I can. I really want to use Puzzle Box, but I like all three cards here. If I go Londell plus Menelea, I've exposed myself somewhat to Sundress, which they certainly could have. Not a ton I can do about that. Other option, Puzzle Box, discard Menelea. If I found untapped land, I can turn Anomaly into Panic. But then if they play Yens and make it a 4-4, I don't have good blocks. Playing Weft Heart is not good value because I have to pay commander tax. If I discard Menelea, what am I hoping to draw? I guess Menelea doesn't do much here. It's just a good card in general. But there's many better things I could draw. I'm going to discard it, I think. Move me towards Root Fossil. Yeah. Find Mountain. Go empty-handed here? Makes sense. I could discard it to Puzzle Box, I guess, on a following turn. I mean, there's no reason to play it this turn. I want 6 lands eventually for Weft Heart, so I should play it now. Let me leave up Masksmith. That's a reason. Flags on High. Oh, and it also counts towards Rebuilding of London. Could attack with Anomaly and trade it for a Surgeon. Don't want to do that. End turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and 6 is 13, so I can lose 1 permanent and still have Rebuilding of London available. I'm actually willing to take some damage to have to maintain Rebuilding of London here. Like, I'd take Sleeper Insurgent beats and just block down Yens, if that's what it takes. Yens into land, make Yens into a 5/5. Probably just chump with Soldier in that case instead of double blocking. Realm Spawn. What does this card do again? Yada yada. Revered, Trample. Trample's the relevant text here. Gives all their cards with +1/+1 counters on them Trample. They play a land. But they have no counters on any of their cards. Well, here's Menelea. Okay. Gonna make Sleeper Insurgent a 5/4 with Trample. It also does tap for mana now. Because of Ethereal Blossom. But I think they're probably attacking with it. If they attack with Ethereal Blossom, I block Anomaly Soldier. If they attack with Sleeper Insurgent, I don't block. They don't attack with either. Meaning, let's not forget our upkeep triggers this game. We get all the tokens off of Rebuilding of Londo. Killing that Realm Spawn would be very convenient. Draw Sagittar. Discarding Sagittar gets me Root Fossil. I can Firebolt Realm Spawn, but no, this has got to be Weftart. Weftart turns Anomaly into Panic or Koyos. Which one? Panic the Insurgent. Both of them kill Insurgent. Koyos would only have 7 loyalty. If I'm discarding this card anyway, I should discard an additional card with this. Killing Realm Spawn means I get to chump their stuff forever, but their stuff isn't even that big. I can chump it just fine anyways. Honestly, it's possible I kill Realm Spawn anyways. Panic or Koyos? I think Panic. The tokens are nice too. But I kill Insurgent. It's going to get pretty big and tramply. Yen comes down as like a 4-4, maybe 5-5 with trample. I can soak up some damage with a Masksmith. Or just let Weftart die. I'm pretty close to recasting if these treasures coming in. They aren't acting like they have what's it called? They can Protective Menelea. I should have killed Realm Spawn. It's perfectly within my opponent's rights to not let me do this, but I'd kill Realm Spawn in that case. Okay, they got a 5-4, but it doesn't have trample, and they can't give it trample without Skosa Nyxweaver. So I can just chump it with my infinite supply of 1/1s off Rebuilding of Londo. I have Masked Myth because of treasure. Pass turn. They have 2 cards in hand, but I have Brute Fossil in Graveyard and Weftart active. It's looking good. It's looking good. Buffery Conservatory doesn't do much here. I just block with 2 tokens, or even just Masksmith. Nessian Scout Captain. That also gives their guys trample, doesn't it? That's annoying. Who's their champion? Sleeper Insurgent is the champion. Attacking me or Weftart? Okay, let's think this through. If I block with everything, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Weftart still takes 2. But like, I'm not even that far from recasting Weftart. I'm getting a treasure every turn from Rebuilding of Londo. Yeah, next turn, actually, I can recast Weftart for 8, turn Rebuilding of Londo into Koyos. And then Koyos either Scout Captain or Sleeper Insurgent. There's no need to lose my precious chump blockers for that. Okay. And I get a 4-4. Remember my upkeep trigger from Rebuilding of Londo. Draw. Mountain. Make. 4/4 error token. If I kill Nessian Scout Captain, The last thing they have trample is Ghost of Nyx Weaver and Breath of the Spirit Realm, which they're very far from casting. Right, okay, so at 5, it takes 7. But it's still decently far, especially since Unremoval soon. Since I already have 8 mana for Wefar, there's no reason to keep this mountain. Discard it. Temple of Origins. Probably discard that too. Yeah, don't have anything better to do with my life. Gonna play Weftar. Unfortunately, gonna have to give up on Rebuilding of Londo for this. But Koyos, with them having no way to deal with it, is extremely powerful. Sack treasures. Weftar. Turn Rebuilding of Londo into Koyos. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loyalty. Do I kill Scout Captain or do I kill Sleeper Insurgent? I kill Scout Captain. Whatever. I don't have an infinite supply of 1/1s this turn, but I have any more, but I do have a lot of them. I don't play this Temple of Origins. If I draw Warden of Tremors, I'd rather have it in hand. Sad to miss out on Rebuilding of Londo, but I think somehow I will be okay. Koyos has 3 giant removal spells. Will probably be enough to put them in the ground. Probably. They spend 5 mana for Vasilisa, Helping Hand. Okay. That can also turn into a giant trampler. And that looks like it's going to happen immediately. Hexproof or Trample? 6/5 Hexproof? If you don't take 6 of Hexproof, I'm going to murder it. Yep. Whatever. 6/5, no Trample. I can just block it with an Error and a Soldier. Unless it has a counter on it, Menelea. Massmith can eat Menelea if it's a problem. Okay. Didn't have... Notably, not Reach, so I can go get Thraxes if I want. Untap. Draw. Mountain. Discard this Temple of Origins. Draw Cash Thrasher. Oh, and just murder Sleeper Insurgent before it becomes a problem. Sounds like a plan. Weftarko gets Thraxes. Could get Crumbling Tower, I guess. But Thraxes seems reasonable. If they had... Have they played, They played Momentous Strike, they haven't played Sunderous. But diversifying my threats is nice. I guess 6... This gives them a thing to target with Sunderous, which is annoying. But I guess none of my creatures are enchantments. I could start copying things with Koyos, but I should just, like, prevent bad things from happening to me. They're tapped out, so they can't protect that with Menelea. Sad to not get more error tokens, but now I can start actually winning the game. Get Thraxes. I guess I flashback Firebolt over Root Fossil, just kill Menelea. Yeah, Root Fossil doesn't do much right now. I guess I could start attacking with this error token. I could. Wait, sorry, whoops. That costs 3. I forgot about Thraxes. Instant source spells cost 3. So I also get Root Fossil. Bah, bah, bah. This one. Yes. I got this. I just keep Cash Thrasher in hand, I guess. I can play Mountain. Leaves up Masksmith. Do I care about Masksmith? Not particularly. Do I hit with Error? I like it for the Vasilisa block, but honestly, I'm just chump Vasilisa. It's not that big a deal. Attack you for 9. I don't know. Seems pretty good to me. Play Mountain, why not? Well, they're in a lot of trouble. They can only really cast 1 spell this turn. They have no way of getting through my wall of 1/1s. My creatures are large. This Ghost of Nyx Weaver? No, it's Hardy Rough Rider, gain 5 life. That's fine. I extremely don't care about Hardy Rough Rider. They don't attack. Tap. No upkeep triggers anymore. Draw. No main phase triggers anymore. Oh, Nessian Woods is actually pretty good. Left can turn Flagsonheim into, like, Crumbling Tower. I guess I plus Koyos first. No, I minus Weftart first. That my last thing to get? There's God Divide, I guess. Yeah, get Crumbling Tower. Sure, why not? Plus Koyos. Three lands, can't play any of those, because Koyos is cast only. Play Nessian Woods, Crumbling Tower trigger, Crypt Festivarium. Cool. I'm just feeling kind of peachy. Discard this Cash Rasher to Puzzle Box? Sure. Yeah, why not? Find another land. Found so many lands this turn. Not ideal. But I think I'll be fine. Suit up Thraxes with some weapons. Attack you for 7. Opponent asks if I want to attack anything else. No, not in particular. No particular desire to do that. Cool. And Thraxes should comfortably kill them in 2 turns. Hardy Rougher is basically their only source of life gain. Land first means they're probably not playing Yens. What is this? Oh, Wander Rough Rider. That gains them 10 life? That's very funny. But now I can just Koyos it and deal with it permanently, because they left Koyos up. Untap. Draw. Forest. Boy, drawing so many lands. Play Forest. Crumbling Tower hits Igneous. Play Igneous. Hit Dryad. Play Dryad. Grab Forest. Discard this mountain. Draw Frag. Oh, Frag is nice. I'm out of things to get with Weftart, so I can make a save token. I think at this point, like, I'm valuing so hard, there's just no way. There's just no way. Kill Rough Riders, so they can't do that anymore. Also, I do want to get them down to as few creatures as possible. So, because of, like, Breath of the Spirit Realm. That's one of the last cards they could have that would actually do something. Frag a Cereal Blossom. I have an Ignis Vision in my graveyard, okay? Let's all remember that. That's the last relevant card there. Turn on Nessian Woods. Attack for a good chunk. They go down to 11. Got easily leaves the next turn. Can no longer play as Crypt Festivarium. Okay. And I don't know if they have any outs now. Yep, that's GG. And we are, for the 3rd GP in a row, moving on to finals. Well played to Prov. Prov, by the way, qualifies for Worlds off of this, because the other 3 of top 4 are all already qualified. So congrats to Prov, and I'll see him at Worlds. But we are moving on to Top Cut, where I have choice between 2 very exciting matchups. Either the my first time playing against Peacock in a GP, uh, coverage v coverage, or PTM, who knocked me out of Top Cut in the very first GP I ever played, and hasn't beaten me since. So looking forward to either of those. See you guys in finals.